Coming up on Arirang News, President Yoon reshuffled his security aides on Monday, naming current Defense Minister Shin Won-sik as new National Security Advisor and Presidential Security Service Chief Kim Yong-hyun as new Defense Minister. South Korea and the U.S. will begin their key summertime military drills, the Ulchi Freedom Shield, next week to strengthen their combined defense posture against North Korea's evolving threats. The Paris Summer Olympics flame was officially extinguished on Sunday, with the flag handed to Los Angeles, the 2028 host city. Team Korea won 13 gold medals, tying its own record from Beijing 2008 and London 2012. Thank you for joining Arirang News. I'm Kim Bo-kyung. We start with a shakeup of key national security officials. President Yoon's chief bodyguard, Kim Yong-hyun, has been nominated as the new defense minister, while current minister Shin Won-sik will become the national security advisor. Our presidential office correspondent Kim Do-yeon explains what this change could signify.
A major reshuffle of the nation's top security officials. First, President Yoon Suk-yeol on Monday nominated a new National Defense Minister, Kim Yong-hyun, the current Presidential Security Service Chief, who has been right by the president's side for the past 3 years and is well trusted.
Kim has been chosen as the perfect fit for National Defense Minister, as he is the President's first Chief of Presidential Security Service and understands the intentions of the Commander-in-Chief better than anyone.
Before becoming the head of the Presidential Security Service, Kim was a 3-star general who commanded major forces in the ROK Army. He came into spotlight at first as he led the process of moving the presidential office from Cheongwadae, or the Blue House, to the current Yongsan presidential office when Yoon was first elected.
Security is, in fact, the economy. If I am appointed as the Minister of National Defense, I will follow the Commander-in-Chief's direction and build a strong defense system based on strong power. This will help not only to grow the national economy, but also to ensure the stability of people's daily lives.
Meanwhile, the current Defense Minister Shin Won-sik will become the president's new national security advisor. The former lawmaker and a 3-star general has been defense minister since October last year.
He has extensive field experience and deep insight in the field of defense and security. As the current Minister of National Defense, he has a high level of understanding of the pressing security issues, making him the right person to assist the president and take responsibility for national security without any gaps.
It's also notable that Shin will become Yoon's first national security advisor with a military background. There's been 3 so far. The first was a scholar in international relations, while the second and third were career diplomats. This could signify a shift in the focus of the national security policy, with the top office putting more weight on security than diplomacy due to growing security concerns around the world. Meanwhile, the current National Security Advisor Chang Wo-jin will become a new special advisor to the President for Foreign Affairs and National Security. This new role was established with the need for someone who can travel around the world on behalf of the South Korean government to address emerging issues and respond to the rapidly changing global environment. Kim Do-yeon, Arirang News.
President Yoon will send his former Chief of Staff, Kim Dae-gi, as a special envoy to the inauguration of Dominican Republic President Luis Abinader. That's according to the top office on Monday, which added that President Yoon will send a personal letter with the special envoy to express a desire to cooperate with the Dominican Republic closely. Kim will meet with Dominican officials during the trip. The top office also noted since the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two nations in 1962, they have continuously developed a friendly and cooperative relationship in various fields, including politics, economic trade, and infrastructure. Meanwhile, President Yoon and First Lady Kim Gun-hee on Monday met with former President Lee Myung-bak and his wife for dinner. The top office says Yoon invited Lee and his wife to his residence in Yongsan-gu district, marking the first time that the incumbent and former presidents held an official meeting. Given the former leader's experience of clinching South Korea's first nuclear plant export deal with the United Arab Emirates 15 years ago, Yoon spoke with him on the nuclear reactor project in the Czech Republic. Chung Jin-seok, Yoon's chief of staff, also joined the dinner, as he served as Senior Secretary for Political Affairs during the Lee Myung-bak administration. Yoon and Lee previously met in August last year at the funeral of the incumbent president's father. This year's Ulchi Freedom Shield military exercise conducted by South Korea and the U.S. will begin next week. It is aimed at strengthening the combined defense posture against evolving North Korean threats. Our defense correspondent Choi Min-jung reports.
South Korea and the United States are set to kick off their annual Ulchi Freedom Shield exercise next Monday. The UFS is a major combined military and civil exercise that includes a computer-based simulation, combined field training exercises, and Ulchi civil defense drills involving government agencies. This year, around 19,000 South Korean military personnel will take part. Some 48 outdoor drills will be held, including field maneuvers and live-fire exercises on land, sea, and air. South Korea's military says UFS 2024 is designed to strengthen the allies' combined defense posture against North Korea's increasing missile threats, GPS jamming, and cyber attacks. In particular, Seoul and Washington will aim to further strengthen their capability to deter the regime's weapons of mass destruction.
The combined ROK-US exercise is a critical factor to the strong defense posture of the Republic of Korea in times of contingencies and crisis. We are maintaining a very strong readiness posture to be able to respond immediately, strongly, and until the end in case of provocation.
This is all designed so we don't have a failure of imagination, so we can ensure we defend the Republic of Korea.
This year's military exercise seems unlikely to be based on a nuclear use scenario. However, some military personnel will take part in the training for North Korea's nuclear program as part of the government-led Ulchi exercise. The UFS 2024 will also include participation from several United Nations Command member states and run for 11 days until August 29th. Seoul and Washington's military authorities usually keep a close eye on North Korea's potential provocation against the UFS exercise, or as the regime calls it, a rehearsal for invasion. Choi Min-jung, Arirang News.
On the international front, the United States has announced that it is to deploy nuclear-powered guided missile submarines to the Middle East. In a statement on Monday, U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin stated that it will take every possible step to defend Israel, including reinforcing U.S. military forces. It is rare for the U.S. to publicly announce the deployment of a submarine. This comes amid escalating tensions in the Middle East after recent killings of Hezbollah and Hamas leaders. The U.S. says Abraham Lincoln Aircraft Carrier Strike Group, which has been in the Asia-Pacific, has also been ordered to sail more quickly to the Middle East. Ukraine continues its latest counteroffensive advances into Russian territory, while Moscow continues striking major Ukrainian cities. Lee Seung-jae with the latest.
During the 2.5 years of the war in Ukraine, Russia has been on the offensive for the most part, with Ukraine doing all it can to defend itself. But the tide has seemingly turned, with Ukraine now sending troops into Russia. The Ukrainian offensive in Russia's Kursk region is now on the 6th day, with Moscow calling it a federal emergency and admitting that Ukrainian troops have advanced far into its territory. According to Moscow's defense ministry on Sunday, Ukrainian troops have advanced some 30 kilometers inside Russia in what is being considered the most significant infiltration within the Russian territory since the war began in February 2022. The comments come a day after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed that his troops are fighting in Russia.
Today, I received several reports from Commander-in-Chief Syrskyi regarding the front lines and our actions to push the war onto the aggressor's territory. I'm grateful to every Defense Forces unit for ensuring that. Ukraine is proving that it can indeed restore justice and ensure the necessary pressure on the aggressor.
The statements marked the first time that the Ukrainian president had officially admitted to the incursion, having remained quiet despite being days into its operation. In response to the Ukrainian offensive, Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova accused Ukraine of intimidating the peaceful population of Russia. Meanwhile, Russia has continued its airstrikes in major Ukrainian cities overnight, including the capital Kyiv, killing 2 people, including a 4-year-old child and his father. Kyiv's Air Force says it shot down 53 of the 57 Russian attack drones, adding that Russia had used North Korea's KN-23 short-range ballistic missiles during the offensive. With Ukraine sending its troops inside Russia and Moscow looking to both counter and respond to their offensives, the prolonged war could see more bloodshed moving forward. Lee Myung-bak, Arirang News.
President Yoon on Monday vetoed 4 contentious broadcasting bills that have been unilaterally passed by the opposition party. The National Assembly last month passed 4 opposition-led bills amid a ruling People Power Party walkout and protest. The bills aim to revise broadcasting laws to alter the structure of public broadcasters in the country and reduce government influence on them. The presidential office called Yoon's veto unavoidable, stating that the bills could harm the fairness and public interest of broadcasting. The vetoed bills will now revert to the Assembly for revotes. President Yoon has vetoed a total of 19 bills since taking office. The nation's delivery companies will take 2 days off starting from Wednesday the 14th as part of the No Parcel Day. That's according to several major delivery companies on Monday, saying it's to give delivery drivers some time to rest. People are advised to avoid ordering fresh food that could easily go off in case of late deliveries. Services will resume on Friday. Meanwhile, companies like Coupang, Curly, and the half-price delivery services at convenience stores, which have their own self-delivery networks, will operate as normal. Findings for the first half of this year show the number of foreign learners to Korea surpassing 200,000 for the first time. Yoon covers the numbers and their implications.
According to data released by the Korea Tourism Organization on Monday, the number of foreigners that came to South Korea to study for training or other learning surpassed 200,000 in the first half of this year. That is a 50.6% increase from the same period the previous year, and also a new record. The KTO suggests the reason for the increase is the continued influence of the global K-wave that has resulted in more foreigners wanting to learn the Korean language or study in Korea. By nationality, around 55.2%, or 112,000 of the 204,000 visitors were from China, followed by 33,000 from Vietnam, 6,900 from Japan, 6,700 from Mongolia, and 5,000 from Uzbekistan. And more than 3,000 visitors came from both France and the United States. The KTO says global interest in South Korea has increased due to the influence of K-content, like K-pop, K-movies, K-dramas, K-beauty, and K-food. The number of foreigners visiting Korea for educational purposes had steadily increased before the COVID-19 pandemic in the second half of 2019 to 191,000 people, but dropped significantly to 30,000 in the second half of 2020. Meanwhile, the South Korean government and universities outside the capital area have agreed to more MOUs and partnerships to increase the number of international students. Universities have been creating new programs catered to foreign students wanting to learn the Korean language and culture, as the government implements policies to ease visa restrictions for international students. A researcher from the Korea Small Business Institute, a research institution for the sustainable development of small and medium-sized enterprises, said that rather than bringing experts from abroad, it is more realistic to add international students who can speak Korean into the labor force, adding that the government should consider expanding programs and support measures. Yoon, Arirang News.
On the cultural front, there is exciting news for many K-drama fans. Now it's possible to experience what it's like to be a K-drama actor or character. Our culture correspondent Song Yujin reports on this new immersive exhibition.
If you're a drama lover, you've probably imagined what it would be like to step into the shoes of your favorite character. Fans of Korean dramas now have the chance to make that dream a reality at the K-Drama Spotlight Be the Leading Role exhibition. Hosted by the Culture Ministry and the Korea Tourism Organization, the exhibition features 12 different sections that let visitors experience what it's like to be a K-drama actor or even a character within the drama itself.
So the moment you step inside this exhibition hall, it feels like you've just become a star of a hit K-drama. And what's the first thing every celebrity does? Walk the red carpet. So here, you can kick off your experience by stepping right onto the red carpet for your very own photo shoot.
With the help of cutting-edge technology, the experience feels incredibly real. After a photo shoot, you can step onto a real-like K-drama set, hold a fan meeting through VR glasses, or create your very own avatar that looks like a popular K-drama character using AI technology.
With the rise of streaming services and with various cultural content out there, dramas tend to lose their popularity more quickly than before. We created this exhibition to help K-drama fans relive the emotions they felt when they first watched their favorite dramas.
For visitors, it's a one-of-a-kind experience. This exhibition is even more special for Bita and Looney, who starred in some of the videos shown at the exhibition.
It was a really great experience to not only be able to see myself on such a big screen, but also to be able to immerse myself with a lot of the dramas that I am a fan of, like The Glory. There was the Baduk scene where you can be in the park with all the different seasons.
When they called us up, when they took pictures of us, it was, it's a huge milestone in my career and I'm very proud of us.
If you're looking to escape the heat and live out your K-drama fantasies, K-Drama Spotlight Be the Leading Role is open every day until November 12th, free of charge, with no reservations needed. Song Yujin, Arirang News.
As the unique flavors and aesthetics of Korea spread across the world, more guests are coming to Seoul to enjoy special desserts and meals. Our Choi Soo-young brings us some midsummer night dining in a traditional hanok.
As night falls, lights illuminate the quiet and peaceful traditional Korean hanok house. At the Korea House in the heart of Seoul is a colorful array of royal court desserts from the Joseon dynasty. On a deep summer night, you can share special moments with loved ones enjoying traditional sweets paired with tea or wine. Since 2020, the Korea Heritage Agency has been showcasing the Kohojae series, a selection of royal desserts that match the 4 seasons in South Korea: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Kohojae means a home for those who love the old ways. This summer, for the first time, it has introduced a nighttime dessert course under the theme at Midsummer Night's Kohojae. Guests can enjoy a course of desserts with wines selected by a professional sommelier. Or if they want a full dinner, they can try traditional Korean foods like abalone hwayangjok, a beef and vegetable brochette prepared by expert Korean chefs.
When people think of traditional desserts, they usually think of tea, but we've paired them with wine or traditional Korean liquors. Many find this collaboration interesting, and they also enjoy the nighttime scenery of the hanok.
Even if foreigners are not familiar with Korean, they can reserve a table by Googling Cash Table Global and searching for Korea House Kohojae.
At Midsummer Night's Kohojae is available every Thursday, Friday and Saturday until August 31st. Choi Soo-young, Arirang News.
Paris wrapped up the Summer Olympics' first return to the city in 100 years on Sunday, with a sneak peek of the next one in LA in 2028. Team Korea managed to place themselves 8th on the medal table. Our Kim Jung-sil has more.
The 17-day international sports event has come to a close. For the first time at the Olympics, a winner of women's marathon got her medal at the closing ceremony. Sifan Hassan from the Netherlands received her gold. Often referred to as the highlight of the Olympics, until now, men's marathon winners would traditionally receive their medals at the closing ceremony. This time at the Paris Olympics, though, the last day ceremony was saved sorely for women. South Korea continued collecting medals until the final day. Sung Seung-min claimed bronze in the women's modern pentathlon on Sunday, becoming the first Asian woman to win an Olympic medal in the sport. 21-year-old Park Hye-jung won silver in the women's over 81-kilogram weightlifting, the first Olympic weightlifting medal in 8 years for South Korea. Those added to South Korea's medal tally as the country finished 8th with 13 gold, 9 silver, and 10 bronze medals. This is a joint highest number of golds won by South Korea, tying with its record from Beijing 2008 and London 2012. The U.S. won the most medals with 126. The highlight of the closing ceremony came with the Hollywood-style handover. Tom Cruise appeared like a scene from a Mission Impossible movie, standing on the roof of the Stade de France. He leaped down into the stadium before speeding off on a motorcycle with the Olympic flag. The closing ceremony then transitioned into a video of the actor skydiving down to the Hollywood sign, which was decorated with the 5 Olympic rings, giving a sneak peek of the LA Olympics in 2028. Kim Jong-sil, Arirang News.
In other news, the risks of relying solely on solar batteries for lunar exploration have been well demonstrated by neighboring Japan. That being said, a research team here has developed and tested a nuclear battery instead. Cha Yoon-kyung explains.
Japan became the 5th country in the world to land on the moon in February, but the spacecraft had a problem with intermittent contact. This was due to damage to its solar panels that charged its solar batteries, the major source of electrical power.
It is possible that the panel of the solar battery was not pointed at the sun, not as it was originally planned.
On the moon, it is impossible to see sunlight for 14 days when the lunar night comes. During this period, some devices can suffer permanent damage. This is why it is impossible to explore the moon by relying solely on solar batteries. A national research team here made a small 10-watt atomic battery using a plutonium isotope in 2022 and sent it into orbit on the Nuri rocket. The battery endured the launch and separation processes and stably produced 120 milliwatts of electricity for a year and a half while in low Earth orbit.
As the battery was exposed to radiation and extreme temperatures, it served as references to show that the atomic battery we made might be able to work stably for more than 6 years in space.
The Korean atomic battery that has been tested this time will show its ability for moon exploration in 2032. The only countries that can produce and use atomic batteries are the United States, Russia, and South Korea. Cha Yoon-kyung, Arirang News.
The number of people admitted to hospitals in South Korea with heat-related illnesses this summer is the highest since 2018. According to the Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency on Monday, just under 2,300 cases were recorded from May 20th until Sunday, August 11th. That's the largest since 2018, when there were 3,800 cases during the same period. The figure had remained lower than last year up until the end of July, but there was a sudden spike in August. A total of 21 people have died from heat-related illnesses this year, 14 in August alone.
Tropical nights have continued for 22 days in a row in Seoul. Last night, the minimum temperature once again exceeded 25 degrees Celsius. The same heat is expected to continue for more than a week. This week, the heat wave is expected to strengthen as high-temperature dry winds gradually increase. In addition, there will be 20 to 30 millimeters of rain tomorrow in the Seoul metropolitan area, inland areas of Gangwon-do province, and western parts of the Jeollado provinces. On Wednesday, there will also be showers in the center and western parts of the country and the Jeollado provinces. Tomorrow, Seoul and Jeju will start off at 27 degrees. Highs will move up to 35 in Seoul, Chuncheon, and Daejeon, Gwangju 34 degrees. The heat wave and tropical nights will continue for a long time until next week, even after Malbok and National Liberation Day. That's all for Korea. Here are the weather conditions around the world.
That's all we have for today. Thank you for watching. Arirang News will be back at 9 a.m. Korea time.